Yeah, it's true. Today's my birthday. 61 never felt so good. I hope you're having a great day. Let's jump into the forecast. It's kind of quiet as far as our watches and warnings across the country. Still some river flooding issues from Illinois, Indiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, especially a flash flood watch there near Olive Branch, towards Memphis. More flooding concerns on the rivers for Louisiana and East Texas. Not to leave out South Carolina and even Virginia. You get further to the west, that's where the action is, and we'll show you why here in just a second. But dense fog advisories up in eastern Washington, Idaho, into Montana, and then also parts of Oregon. And then further south in Oregon, high wind warnings and wind advisories as a big storm is moving in, bringing lots of rain with a flash flood watch for Northern California, Central California coast, including San Francisco, Sacramento. Further inland, we're looking at, winter storm watches for parts of the Sierra Nevada and Utah. And then further south in California, some dense fog to deal with today as well. Here's what's going on the surface map. We have a cold front moving through Michigan. Out ahead of that, a mixture of rain and snow with some freezing rain thrown in. Indiana, Ohio. Further south, it's rain. And for the west coast, it's rain and some mountain mix or mountain snows if you get up high enough. Today's highs across the country really warm. Look at the center of the country all the way up to the Canadian border. Lots of reds and oranges here. So we're talking 50s and 60s all the way to Canada. And then, of course, really warm in Florida and the southeast, and really warm for Arizona as you would expect this time of year, and into California as well. I think California is going to cool off a little bit with the rain that's coming. Here's tomorrow's surface, and we're talking a lot of activity on the west coast. So real quick, we'll just talk about our little system that dropped south out of Canada through the Great Lakes. By tomorrow, it'll be in North Carolina with some rain showers for North and South Carolina and a mix for parts of Virginia, North Carolina, and into the mountains of Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. Further north, it's a mix in New York coming off of Lake Ontario, and then that looks like snow for New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. The west coast is where the action is, though. It's a pretty strong storm that's moving on shore with a lot of rain for California. So central California coast all the way to southern Oregon coast, it's heavy rain with flash flooding possible. And again, San Francisco, you're included in that. And then further inland, when you get higher elevations, it's heavy snow for the Sierra Nevada and the Siskiyous. And around that, just general rain and thunderstorms for California. So you could see some thunderstorms there in California too. And then Oregon, Washington, rain or a mix or snow depending on elevation. Mostly Idaho, a little bit of a mix there as well. So let's take a look at the GFS model and see what's going on here. We're starting on the 30th of January. Oh yeah, that's my birthday. This is noon o'clock Central Time, and it's 11:12 right now as I'm recording. So we do see some light snow here. This is our system that dropped out of Canada that's going to be heading towards the Carolinas. So just a little bit of light snow for Ohio and into Virginia. And we're starting to see the first few showers ahead of our big storm that's coming into the west coast. So let's move forward, and we can see that storm moving in. And these lines of equal pressure, these isobars, are very tight together. So not only is the heavy rain coming, but there's going to be a lot of wind with it as well. Meanwhile, our little system here dropping into Tennessee, bringing some rain and snow into the area. We're pretty much tonight by this timestamp. And so then as we move forward, we can see our storm moving into California. Heavy rain showers, thunderstorms too. Southern Oregon coast as well. Lots of wind with this. This is tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning Central, 7 a.m. California time, so around sunrise. And that storm will continue to move in through the day tomorrow, bringing heavy rain, bringing heavy snow to the higher elevations, and also embedded thunderstorms with this. So this is the big player in our forecast. as we get into late in the day tomorrow, and now moving into the 1st of February right here. Again, we see really heavy snows coming down in the Sierra Nevada, and the showers and thunderstorms move into the LA basin as well, and spreading further south as into San Diego. You're next. Could see some showers, could see some thunderstorms with this, and the snow then spreading into Nevada and Idaho inland here with some snow showers and moving into Utah, and the rain showers for Las Vegas and moving into Arizona. And then you see lighter rain and snow showers for Oregon and Washington. And as we move forward, we can see some really good rains here for southern Arizona, and they will take that. Like I've mentioned many times, it is the desert. The Sonoran Desert likes rain. So this is midnight on the 1st Central Time, so just before midnight for Arizona. And we're also seeing some light snow showers up here in New England with a little bit of light rain further to the south. And as we continue to watch our main storm here, we're getting some heavy snows up near Payson, the Mogollon Rim perhaps, up towards Flagstaff, seeing some snow. Snow throughout Utah, back into Nevada and Idaho, and snow moving into Durango, southwestern Colorado, and northeastern New Mexico, with the light snow continuing up here in New England and light rain further south. This storm seems to be falling apart a little bit, weakening, but leaving some decent snows up here for Santa Fe, maybe as far south as Albuquerque. We'll see. Again, southern Colorado into Utah, back into Idaho. Oregon now seeing more snow as the cooler air fills in behind it, and some scattered light showers of rain and snow in California depending on elevation. This is later in the day on Friday. And as we move forward, we're starting to see some showers and storms bust out now as our surface low strengthens again once it gets to the other side of the Rockies. So behind it, snow. Ahead of it, we're starting to see some rain showers and some thunderstorms too. So look out San Antonio, and also into Oklahoma and Kansas can see some of this activity as we get into the 3rd. This is right here Saturday morning early, and some big rains coming down for Houston, moving into East Texas. Some decent snows for the Colorado mountains, some packed powder conditions. How about that? And some snow up here, Idaho, Montana as well, and Utah a little bit, and nothing on the East Coast. That storm's gone. These showers and storms continue to move through Louisiana, a little weaker as you head northward. But, we still have some snowpack on the ground here, and we're watching this system, a chance for rain this weekend, where I live here in western Iowa. Where do I live? Western Iowa. We're watching these rain showers because with the snowpack we still have, now it's been melting for a week, but we had 2 feet plus on the ground, and there's still snow on the ground, although there's some bare patches. But if we get decent enough rains along with the snow melt, I don't know that we'll have flooding concerns, but it bears watching, and I know it's being watched. And storms moving into southern Louisiana. Look at this strong storm off of the California coast, spreading a few showers right near the coast here. We're into the this is late in the day on Saturday, and as we get into Sunday, we see this line of showers and storms mainly off the Gulf Coast, but some pretty good rains. Alabama, Mississippi through Arkansas, light rain for Nebraska. We'll see if it makes it into Iowa. And then a nice big patch of light snow up here for Montana, mostly Idaho and a little bit of Wyoming. And then this next big storm. Man, this is wound up tight. A 988 millibars low off the coast of California. Very heavy snows inland and some heavy rain and thunderstorms near San Francisco. So that bears watching as we go through the rest of the weekend. Look at that impact. These isobars are very close together. This is going to be massive amounts of wind, massive amounts of rain from the central California coast all the way through San Francisco up into the northern California coast. This is the kind of setup where you have travelers stranded in the Siskiyou Mountains trying to get over the pass north of Redding. So something to be cognizant of if you're traveling up I-5 or down I-5. And then very heavy snows for the Sierra Nevada. This is middle of the day Sunday. As we move forward, that low kind of lifts into Oregon, weakens a little bit. But those heavy rains and heavy snows for California starting to come to an end, but a little bit of heavy snow down here. And look at LA and places inland in the desert. We're talking thunderstorms here and some showers too as we get into late into the weekend and then early into Monday. And we see that activity moving a little bit further south. Some showers for San Diego, also for LA and the inland deserts. Snow, of course, in the higher elevations. Scatter snows across the Intermountain West. And our little bit of low here, throwing some showers back into Florida and Georgia as well. As we get into next week, we'll move it forward a little bit more. This low actually bringing some good snows to Nevada and to Idaho and Utah. And persistent rains for LA, for Riverside, down towards San Diego and Tijuana, although it's lighter further south. But, heavy rain showers here and thunderstorms along with that. And heavy snow continuing in the Sierra Nevada as that low lifts northward, bringing more snows to the Intermountain West as we get into middle of next week. And I'll just keep moving that forward to see what, this low gets pretty strong up here in the northern plains. This is all the way to Thursday, the middle of the day on the 8th. With those are tight isobars, but I don't think that's a blizzard. But some blowing snow for sure in North Dakota and cold, and then some rain around that on the warmer side of the storm in Minnesota, and also central Iowa, looking at showers and thunderstorms. And there we go. That's my rain as it moves across. So right here, what is that? The 8th, the morning of the 8th, Thursday. So maybe a little bit of rain in my forecast too. So, it is my birthday, right? It's all about me today. Well, although that's Thursday. What are you doing? All right, and then another low for Southern California as we get into Friday. So we'll have more on those details as we get closer, of course. And so we see, our storm track is pretty south along the west coast, and then we see it lifting northward. And so it looks like the warmer air is still over the eastern 2/3 of the country with the cooler air in the west. And you can see that in our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook with the warm air in the center of the country and the cooler air, basically California, Oregon, and really the west coast. And then also on the east coast, with those rain showers and that little bit of system that moving through Florida and then into the southeast. So chance of slightly below average temperatures there as well. But the heat is on in the center part of the country still. Our snow is going to be all gone. It's so sad. And then we're going to replace it with rain, it looks like, for Iowa. And then the further west you get, the better your chances are for above average precipitation as we get into the first week of February. And so I'm looking at you, California. Arizona, you'll take it. It doesn't look like flooding rains. It just looks like beneficial rains. And Nevada, it's rain and snow. And Utah, it's rain or it's mostly snow. Nevada, mostly snow too. So that's how it looks right now from where I'm sitting. And so I'm going to go back on Facebook and thank people who are wishing me a happy birthday and all the texts. It's wonderful. It's fun. Birthdays are fun. They're special. So you have a great day. I'm going to do the same, and we'll catch you tomorrow on the Weather Mic.